Hey, it's Bernie with Raw Customs Mobile Installation. Today we're going to be working on a 2015 Subaru Forester. Now I've already got a video made up on the site showing you how to remove the door panels. I'm not going to go into that in detail today. What I'm going to go into detail is the parts that I'm going to use, the sound deadener, and the actual speakers that I'm putting in. Alright, let's get going. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is take all the panels off every door. I'm not going to go into detail on how to do it. I do have another video on that, like I said. So check that video out. It'll show you all the little spots where the screws are hidden and what it takes to get the door panels off. All I'm going to do is remove all 4 doors first, and then we'll get into the installation. Alright, these front door speakers are going to be a little bit tricky, so try to stay with me here. There's 4 screws that hold the speaker in. I've already removed them. So we'll pop those out first, Phillips head, unplug your speaker, take your speaker out of the way, set it aside. Then you're going to have 4 of the plastic nuts that are normally supposed to be right in these holes here, okay? Remove those out carefully and save those for later. Alright, now what I've gone and done is bought some 6x9/6x8 speaker brackets that will fit a 6.5-inch speaker. Alright, here's the problem. That hole is humongous that Subaru left in there. So, being in car audio, sometimes you come across this and you've got to figure out a way to make these work so that's actually going to be functional and still sound the way that it's supposed to sound and not just be thrown in there and be real sloppy. So what I'm going to do is turn it sideways because you need mounting points. This bracket's got to be solid. It can't move around or your sound is going to be way off. So what I've done is I've turned it sideways. Now you get full mounting points right in here, mounting points all down here. So that's going to keep it still nice and solid. Once I mount my 6x9 bracket with the 6.5-inch hole, I'm going to take the adapter that Alpine supplies with their Type S's and I'm going to screw that to this bracket. That's going to add stiffness to it so when the bass hits, it doesn't add a lot of flex. But before I put the speaker in the hole and mount it to the brackets, I'm going to cover this entire section with ballistic sound deadener. That's going to keep the air inside of the door to help treat it like a enclosure. So it should give us some good bass reflex. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is mount my 6x9 bracket onto the door. Now if you look, this piece is overhanging, so we need to check our clearance for our door panel. So I'm pretty sure there's a piece that's going to need to fit right in here. So we're going to have to trim this off. So grab a Sharpie, draw a line, and you can either use a Dremel or just some shears, metal shears on this plastic. You should cut that right off. But check your door, grab your door panel, and double check, make sure all this clears also. I know this isn't going to clear. Alright, as you can see, I've got it cut. I literally used a razor blade. I scored it 4 or 5 times, took a pair of pliers, and then bent it. It's just ABS. It broke right off. It's a nice clean line. So make sure you score it with a razor blade nice and deep. Be careful you don't cut yourself. And now my door panel clears just fine here, and none of this stuff over here is in the way. Everything's going to fit just fine. Next is going to be mounting my 6.5-inch rim to go right here to add even more stiffness. Alright, what I've decided to do, because I'm kind of limited on how many self-tappers I have, self-tappers are the ones that's holding this in, is I'm taking them out and I'm putting the factory screw back in the hole. it's going to be a lot tighter fit. Those self-tappers, once you use them once or twice, they get really loose in the hole. These are going to keep it nice and tight. So just put it in, tighten it up. Same for the other ones. You won't need the plastic nuts that go on the back. You can put those away in your toolbox somewhere, keep them for a rainy day, for a different project. Or if you decide to go back to factory. That's why I didn't destroy the speaker. Because technically you could take and remove the speaker with a Dremel tool and mount the speaker on that factory speaker bracket, but then you've destroyed the factory speaker. And since mine were still good, you never know, maybe I'll sell this car and need to put those factory ones back in. There, nice and tight. Alright, I've got the 6.5 inch bracket that came with the Alpines. Got it self-tapped right into this back plastic piece. A couple of them actually grabbed metal behind, these two did. So that's going to give it even more strength. So now it's going to provide good stability for the speaker, should give good bass response. Now my step is to cover this area with the ballistic sound deadener to keep the sound inside of the door to provide a good bass thing. Let's do that. Alright, I've got the ballistic sound deadening material. It comes 2 sheets to a package. It's relatively inexpensive. It's for a single speaker install for 2 doors. So it comes with a backing on it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just getting it lined up, finding out where all my curves are at. Kind of presetting it almost. But as you can see, it's going to cover the entire section. It's going to keep all the air inside of the door. So it provides it like an enclosure. Now I'm going to peel the backing off and start sticking it on. Piece that I'm taking out of the center, I'm just putting directly behind on the actual door itself. Just stiffens up that part of the door panel a little bit. It's not really going to do much to make much of a difference, but it's good to put it back there. Alright, now it's time to wire up the speaker. Obviously this is not going to plug into a aftermarket speaker. So look it up, find out what it is. I found that it's a 72-8104 from Metra. Okay, it's normally a Toyota harness, but it plugs right in, everything lines up. Alright, this is it right here. Comes with two to a pack. So that means you can do 2 speakers. Well, I'm doing 4 speakers, I only have 1 pack. Let me show you what I'm going to do. Little trick to save money. Don't have to do it, it's just what I'm doing for this one. I'm plugging it in, right? So now I could poke a small hole in my sound deadener, come the speakers out and plug it right in, right? Well, Alpine supplies you with these wiring harnesses that you can hardwire on. So they come with the terminals to plug into the speaker, but it comes with an open end. So let me show you what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to get rid of this loom right here. Just enough of the loom to expose this tape and take that tape off to expose the 2 wires. Okay. Now you got both of the wires exposed. So here's the trick. You've plugged in the aftermarket harness, right? White's positive, black's negative. Follow it to the other side. Blue is positive, pink is negative. So I'm going to take my strippers, strip these wires back. Okay. Poke a hole in them. This is called a military splice. Poke a hole through it right dead in the center. Okay. Now the harnesses that came with the Alpine, strip the ends off. Okay. Stripe's negative, no stripe is positive. So if the it up nice and tight. Do positive first, no stripe. White, follow it up, it's the blue. Put it through the hole. And wrap that wire around, keeping it on the copper, nice and tight. Then do your negative right on the pink. Same thing, wrap it around. Go through the hole. This is how you're keeping a nice, secure, good, tight metal and copper to copper attachment right there. Next, I'm going to solder it to complete my connection, and I'm going to tape both of those up and then add a zip tie to keep everything in place. Then you just remove this, use it on the rear speaker. I'm going to take that, I'm going to poke these through, pull it out the other side, plug it in. Alright, I got the tape on it. Now I'm just going to wrap the zip tie right around it, literally just right around the tape. Pull it tight. Cut it off. Boom, you're done. That's it. Now that's plenty long enough to reach all the way down to your speaker terminals. So the next thing is I'm just going to poke a small hole right over into the side here. Not too big so a lot of air comes out, but enough to get these through so I can plug them in. Alright, so what I've done is I've just poked a hole right next to the where I figured the bracket was, right through the sound deadener to get the wires to go through. It's not enough to cause any issues, and if you wanted to, you could just peel a piece off the inside and stick it right back over that, but I'm not too concerned about it. And then next I'm going to mount the speaker and plug it in and check to make sure it's operational. Alright, I've got the speaker plugged in. I've got a screw holding it in place for me. I'm going to go diagonally, start mounting this thing to the door. Alright, we moved on to the rear speakers. This is super easy. You got 3 screws to hold the speaker in and your harness. So unplug that. Put those aside. Speaker comes off. Next, your bracket that came with the Alpine. Only 2 of these screws line up. Top one. Put that in first. Don't put it in tight. You gotta move it around. And then find the other one that lines up. Right over here. For this point right here, we're going to use a self-tapping screw right into the metal door. Alright, it's all screwed in. Now we're going to mount the speaker to this, but before we do that, remember our harnesses that we didn't use up front? We're going to use them in the back. All we're going to do is we're going to plug them in. And then up here, move this plastic a little bit, right above the speaker. Feed your speaker wire down and in. Pull the whole plug through. Resecure your plastic back down. And there you have it. Your new speaker wires behind the speaker where they're supposed to be. Now we're not using any sound deadener on the rear stage. This stage isn't as important as the front stage. Not to mention, the hole is going to be completely sealed, so we don't have any other section that's not sealed that we don't need to be sealed, and it shouldn't rattle, it should be under nice and tight. So we're going to plug our speaker in. And line up our screw holes. As you can see from the rear install, it's 10 times easier than the front door install. Any beginner should be able to do this. Buy the right plugs. If you do get Alpines, it comes with the bracket. If not, you may need to buy that bracket to adapt a 6.5 to this door. Alright, there it is. Front speakers installed, rear speakers installed in the 2015 Subaru Forester. Thanks for tuning in to another one of my videos. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know if there's any cars that you need help working on. See if I can get a how-to on that also. Also check out my social media sites, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and of course YouTube. We'll see you on the next one. Later.